Iris perfumes can be dry, they can be cold, they can even smell like expensive lipstick. But Irisoir took me somewhere else entirely. Somewhere to the lands of violet meringues, Victorian hot air balloons, which sounds ridiculous until you smell it. Welcome to Smellomania. This is a perfume review channel. Or is it an art channel after all? I smell perfumes, share my thoughts, and draw inspiration from their scent, then sit down and paint or draw what a certain fragrance smells like to me. And today I have something extremely special with me. A discovery set of Sultan Pasha Perfumes. A friend of mine who's a serious perfume enthusiast met Sultan Pasha at a perfume exhibition and happened to tell him about my Smellomania channel. To my complete surprise, Sultan Pasha asked him to bring this discovery set to me. Needless to say, this isn't a sponsored video. As always, you'll hear exactly what I think. The gift won't influence my opinion in any way. I simply thought it was a lovely story worth sharing. Sultan Pasha has been creating perfumes for many years, not only under his own name, but also for other brands, including Zoologist. Back in 2012, he launched Sultan Pasha Attars, focusing exclusively on traditional perfume oils. Then, in 2025, he finally stepped into the world of spray perfumes and introduced a brand new collection of 4 fragrances in spray format. And today, I'll be reviewing, dissecting, and, most importantly, seeing where Irisoir takes my imagination. Let's set the stage and look at the official notes together before I go wild and start telling you how Irisoir made me imagine Victorian hot air balloons. Luckily, I have a tiny illustration for every single one of them. Well, almost every single one of them. I actually had to draw a few more and expand my tiny card gallery. The official website sums up the fragrance surprisingly well. It says violet, peach, spices, and creamy woods. But the full note list is much more dramatic. Iris Absolute, violet, heliotrope, lilac, peach, and stop. This is how actual peaches look like. And this is not what they look like. I don't know what I had in mind. Let's get back to the notes as if nothing just happened. Orris butter, carnation, tuberose, jasmine, rose, violet leaf absolute, ambergris, styrax, tonka absolute, sandalwood, cedar, vetiver, orris butter, and musk. That's a really long list of notes. And looking at this pyramid, something suddenly clicked. Orris, violet, heliotrope, and carnation have been the dream team of powdery perfumery for well over a century. Together, they form the foundation of the classic Iris perfume for decades. But what does it actually smell like? I'll offer you 2 different perspectives. Let's start with a very edible and tactile one. Whenever I'm getting to know a perfume, I wear it everywhere and immediately write down every strange little thought that pops into my head. The very first 2 words I wrote down for Irisoir were violet meringue. The most elegant sweetness imaginable, an upper-class dessert, the most subtle confection, and not everyone is capable of making one. My kids said that I smelled like candies, and my mind wandered somewhere to the south of France, where I once tasted ice cream made from violets. Interestingly enough, My husband said that Irisoir smells just like cloves to him. And now I can't unsmell it. There is carnation among the official notes, and carnations do have this soft, clove-like spiciness, partly because of a shared aromatic molecule called eugenol. So let me add one tiny clove to my violet ice cream and top it all with a fluffy meringue. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Does Irisoir smell vintage? Old school? Maybe even a little dated? Yes and no. I think this is a perfect example of an acquired taste. Nobody takes their first sip of whiskey and thinks, coal mine, wet barrel, and expensive regret. Delicious. And I don't know many children who would look at blue cheese and say, yes please, I like my cheese fluffy with mold. But that's the thing. Some tastes take time, and Irisoir feels exactly like that. Ultra niche, vintage leaning, slightly strange at first, but deeply beautiful once your nose understands what it's looking at. I mean, what it's smelling. Yes, Irisoir smells about 50% vintage to me. Vintage, but reinvented. It asks a very important question. What if the past happened in the future? What if the Victorian era came back, but this time with violet meringues and better engineering? Let's step back a little. When I first smelled Irisoir, my initial impression was meringues and spices. Then my mind did what it usually does. Meringue became an air balloon. Spiciness became screws and bolts. And suddenly, I was somewhere in an alternate timeline full of violet hot air balloons and elegant steampunks. Some people are calling Irisoir one of the best iris perfumes ever created. And honestly, I understand why. The quality is insane. But is it for everyone? No. This is something you appreciate from the bottom of your heart after you've tried all the other iris-inspired perfumes on the market. And then there's Irisoir, sophisticated, fizzy, somewhat spicy and even bubbly, and oh, so sweet. Iris perfumes can be dry, they can be cold, they can be lipsticky, they can be powdery or green. Now this one has warmth, spiciness, depth, but somehow it's completely weightless, floating above the skin like a violet air balloon. Should I talk about longevity, season and target audience? Fine. Longevity. Around 5 hours. Perfect season, sometime colder. Target audience? A steampunk classical music lover. There you go. So, naturally, I drew a violet hot air balloon with little screws and balls sticking out of it. Because apparently, that is what my brain decided this perfume smells like. And that was Irisoir. Part vintage powder, part violet dessert, part suspicious flying machine. Thank you so much for watching and for staying with me on this review. I'll be back very soon with yet another perfume and another strange little drawing. Bye.